It's the Barbecue Central Show. Always have the big names here on the Barbecue Central Show. Multiple-time author and TV show host Stephen Reichland. Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lampe. The Barbecue Roundtable Pork Butt Edition, not only breaking records for double entendre, but also for homoeroticism.
Uh-oh. Hi, Greg. This is Dan from Wichita.
Get that big stuff out of here.
If you're still that person that says searing seals in the juices when you're grilling your steak, why don't you follow that statement with "I'm an idiot"? And by the way, if you stop me in the street and you say that to my face, we're going to fist fight.
Live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Barbecue Central Show.
San Jose. But my little brother started signing me up to contests a little more than 4 years ago, eating contests, because he knew I was the biggest eater in the family. And after the first contest, which was lobster, I knew my body was just made for it.
And this is your brother. This is your brother signing you up. This isn't you taking the initiative to get into it.
No, at first, I mean, I'm shy. I'm a pretty shy, normal guy, so I thought the whole thing was crazy, absolutely insane. So my first contest, I was so nervous, I really hardly ate at all. And I still placed third, but I knew my body was after the first contest.
Talking with Joey Chestnut, currently ranked number one in the world for competitive eating, according to the IFOCE. I was reading through your bib sheet, your wiki page. You have, as I had said before, a few barbecue-related victories. But when you're not competing, are you a barbecue and grilling fan? Do you just enjoy that fare outside of the competition arena?
Oh, I love barbecue. That's why if I hold a record in it, it's something I like. I've only lost, I think, one rib contest, one chicken wing contest, and I've won, I think, 12 rib contests, and I hold the record for close to 10 pounds of rib meat.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that you just had a recent victory on the 12th of this month, new world record eating rib that, according to the IFOC, there was 8.8 pounds of rib meat in 12 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that contest, it was a world record for that contest, but there was another contest in Reno, big rib cook-off in Reno, that I hold the record. It's like 9.5 pounds of meat over there.
And are these ribs that are on the bone, are they like spare ribs? Are they baby back ribs? What are the intricacies and the nuances?
You know, I don't know if they're called baby back ribs. They're bigger than the baby back ribs. They're definitely pork rib. I think they have the little rib ends in them, but then there's a full length of meat. So it's a lot of meat, and it's just a matter of just getting in the right rhythm and getting the meat off the bone.
And I think probably what's at least unique to point out for the people that don't have the background, or maybe they don't watch it as it's on ESPN or some of the other cable networks, in this rib event that took place on the 12th, you eat 8.8 pounds of meat. The second place person you ate 2.1 pounds more than the second place. You doubled up third place, and then if you go all the way down to ninth place, you had like 7.3 pounds more consumed than ninth place. I mean, this is pretty phenomenal stuff when you actually come to think about going in your mouth and getting down in your stomach with that amount of food.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. We're pushing each other. At the big contest, we're pushing each other amazing limits. And ribs, I'm naturally good at ribs, so I'm going to usually create a gap between me and second place. But the whole thing is, I mean, I'm not disillusioned at all. It's crazy. I mean, I found my niche. I get paid to eat, and I'm just lucky enough where I can blow most people away. And on the 4th of July, I get pushed to the absolute limit by the competition.
So now, you know, there's a whole competition side to barbecue that a lot of people don't know about, and that's kind of why I do the show, just to kind of spread the word, the knowledge. I'm sure more people know that there's competitive eating than there does competition barbecue, but is this for you? I mean, there's a handful of competitive barbecuers that are out there, and they're able to do the circuit as a living. Are you able to do competitive or major league eating as a full-time job? Is this your gig?
I've been very lucky. It's been ridiculous how much, I mean, the last couple of years I've been over six figures, in the six figures. So, I could do competitive eating by myself, but I have a normal job working in construction management, and right now it's just been a weekend hobby that I've just been able to excel at and being able to dominate.
So given your success and the way you've kind of come on the scene the last handful of years, Are you easily recognized on the street? Is it a niche group of fans or fanatics? Like I would notice a Rod Gray or a Dr. Barbecue on the street. Are there fanatics? Are you generally well recognized when you're out on the street?
It's in San Jose, I'm well recognized. If I'm at a baseball game, I get recognized. Just people are thinking of hot dogs and baseball, and it goes hand in hand. I get as weird as it sounds, I get fan mail. I never imagined it, and it's been a blast. And especially anybody who recognizes me, they're not the people who are worried about waste. Those people don't recognize me. Who are the people who are the health fanatics or the tofu people. Those people don't recognize me at all. Usually, it's people who love to eat.
Yeah, and they're not allowed on this show either, by the way.
Good deal.
One of the biggest questions I got, because I posted on my forum, I'm going to have Joey on. If you want to ask a question, go ahead. And I got a whole bunch of questions shot back. But the overwhelming, repetitive one was, how do you actually go about training for these events? When you have a rib competition or a hot dog competition, or whatever the fair may be, are you training just for that? Or is your training method a blanket on whatever fair you're going to be taking on? What's the method?
I train for every contest differently. I train usually with the food. For hot dogs, I was eating hot dogs for about 2 months. I'd go about 3 days of eating no solid food, drinking a gallon and a half of water when I wake up in the morning, and then another half gallon of milk, just to stretch all the muscles in and around my stomach and getting my stomach used to stretching. And then I do my practice contest, and every time I do a practice contest, I try to go up a little bit farther, a little bit more, and digest it. And once I get it down and digest it, I know I can go up a little bit more the next time.
So when you're in those 2 months, I mean, where do you start at? I mean, what's the first week or what's the first month of training like? How many hot dogs are you putting in your mouth?
Oh my! The first time is always depressing because I have my goals and I've mapped out a whole set of goals. And so when I start in late April, the first time I probably did 42, I think, and it actually took more than the 10 minutes just to eat 42. And there's muscles in my throat and esophagus, and even my jaws just get tired. And every about once a week, I'm doing a practice contest, and just trying to break those muscles down and make them stronger. And
you are fully digesting this food? You're not renting it, right?
It's very rare for me to get sick. I think you can tell when an eater barfs in practice because they'll stop during the contest, and they can't push themselves. Me, I'll only barf if I'm dehydrated or there's something wrong with the food. During practice, that's my old mentality. Once I get it down, I digest it, and then I convince myself it's all right.
If you if you let it back out during competition, is that grounds for disqualification?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. And you'll get made fun of by me and a bunch of other eaters.
And that's the worst thing of all, right?
Oh, it's like a fraternity. All the eaters, we give each other a hard time. We love to eat, and if somebody's talking a big game, and I just love to put them down.
So a lot of people are familiar with competition eating because of Takeru Kobayashi, and he kind of blasted on the scene. Really, I didn't really know too much about competition eating until I heard Jim Rome talk about, this little Asian guy who looked about 60 pounds, but he was slugging down hot dogs like it was going out of style. And from there, I actually started to kind of watch it a little bit. Then you blast on the scene. For the last couple of years, you have had the better of Kobayashi as far as the hot dogs are concerned. Do you... I mean, is it all you guys, especially the top 10, 15, 20 of you guys, I mean, is it all good with you guys? Is there any animosity between some of the competitors that help you kind of fuel and get ready? Or do you wish everybody well, but when it's game time, don't get in my way?
I'll tell you what, me and Kobayashi, we've met each other 2 days before the contest, and we hung out. We were around each other for hours and hours. We didn't exchange one word. He wouldn't even look at me. He is a very serious competitor, and he was there on the 4th of July to win. He had a V dyed into the back of his head. He definitely came there to win, and when I first put out my hand to shake his hand, there was like a 3-second gap before his translator told him to do something, and he finally shook my hand. So I respect him. He's an amazing eater. He's the reason why I push myself to ridiculous limits. But I definitely I don't hate him. That's similar, but I definitely use my lack of love for him as motivation.
Talking with Joey Chestnut, currently ranked number 1 in competitive eating by the IFOCE. So it kind of makes it a little bit sweeter when you're able to take any records from him, when you're able to beat him in competition head-to-head. That Nathan's hot dog eating contest took place on July 4th. You eat 68 hot dogs, but of course, one of the more impressive things that people may or may not know, I mean, that's buns included.
Oh, yeah, it's buns included. We're talking, I think that was close to 16 pounds total. Yeah. Plus the water I'm drinking during the contest. So it's about 23, 24 pounds I've gained during that contest. And about 3 hours later, it starts running through me, and I'm taking that. I'm trying to take a nap, and I'm just trying to find a comfortable position to sleep in. But it's not pretty. I mean, like anybody, I'm going to feel like crap for the next couple of days.
I was just going to say, I mean, when are you eating again after a competition like that?
The next day I actually ate a little salad. But I'm not eating much. I'm sticking to lots of water and Gatorade just to keep myself hydrated, make sure that my body has plenty of liquids to help digest that enormous amount of food.
And we just have a couple minutes left here. What do you have coming up competition-wise that you can tell us about so we can kind of keep track of you here from here on out?
Oh, my God, I have a bunch of good things. In Reno, I'm going to be back in Reno for the Reno Rib Cook-Off, the Best of the West Cook-Off. We have a big eating contest there. And I'm also going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee in September. We're going against Kobayashi doing Crystal Hamburgers. So that's going to be a blast.
The Crystal Hamburgers are more or less like, I guess, what would be more White Castle to me.
Exactly like White Castle. That's what I use to train. I use frozen White Castle, and I love them. I was able to beat them last year, and hopefully I can put them down again. Did you have to get through any type of gagging reflex or anything like that when you started all this, or as you're training? Is that something you had to overcome? Gagging is weird. I can't really imagine choking right now, just because I have so much control over the muscles in my throat and esophagus. If something's stuck, it's like, I just flex that muscle and either push it up or push it down. I don't think it's that much different from a swimmer not being worried about drowning. I'm choking or gagging. It's not even something I'm thinking about. Is there a website that people can go to kind of keep track of you? Oh, definitely. There's IFOCE.com, and pretty soon I'm going to get my own website up, joeychestnut.com, but it's not quite up yet. All right, so we'll be on the lookout. I'll put the IFOCE in the show notes. That's kind of where I found a lot of your biography stuff. And again, thanks to Megan over at IFOCE for putting this together. Joey, I appreciate you coming on and kind of introducing us to the world of competitive eating. If it's okay, I'd like to maybe keep correspondence, and we can have you back on again after some events, and we can still learn about the history of competition eating, all this good stuff. Might be kind of a good recurring segment. Definitely feel free to call me anytime. All right, Joey. It was a great interview. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Take care. All right, good. Bye. It's Joey Chestnut, if you need him. Ranked number 1, IFOCE. Oh, man. Awesome. Barbecue Central show, name and where you're calling from?
Hi, my name is Katie, and I'm calling from Sarasota, Florida.
What can I do for you, Katie?
Is Joey still on?
Joey just left. We're about a minute behind in the real world. Unfortunately, I apologize for that.
I had such a pressing question. Maybe next time you talk to him, you could ask this for me?
Why don't you go ahead and email me, because I actually have to get out for a quick break because we have to get my next guest on, the Plow Boys. Pork pulling Plow Boys, by the way. You're listening to the Barbecue Central show on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Barbecue Central Show here on LA Talk Radio. This portion of the show brought to you by Yoder Smoky Mountain Barbecue, leading online distributor for Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. These barbecue smokers, pig roasters, chicken cookers, and grills are handcrafted in the Amish country of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Their goal is to give you outstanding value for the price, help you enjoy easy and profitable barbecues for years to come. Also carrying a complete line of rubs and sauces. Check them out, SeriousBBQs.com. That's SeriousBBQs.com. All right, as promised, going right back into another interview after a very entertaining interview with Joey Chestnut, competitive eater. I'm sure these guys could possibly be competitive eaters if compelled. I'm talking about Todd Johns and Andy Groneman from the Pork Pullin' Plowboys. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Great.
Hey, Greg.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it. And, wanted to have you on. It's all about making history tonight, and certainly you two guys are not strangers to making barbecue history here a few weeks ago. Basically what had happened is Todd and Andy competed two different competitions on the same weekend, both very popular competitions, and they took part in the chest-to-chest and the butt-to-butt. Both guys win their respective competitions, which has never been done before. So why don't we kind of back up there for just a second, and Todd, go ahead and start. Tell us how you got into barbecue, and then Andy, when you're done, or Todd, when you're done, go ahead and answer that, Andy.
Okay. I got started back in 2001 with my brother-in-law, Randy, and Randy and I are the original Pork Pullin' Plowboys team, and Randy is still part of the team, although I cook about a third of the contests that we do by myself, another third with Andy, and another third with Randy. And we've been cooking mainly here in the Midwest since 2001.
How about you, Andy?
I've been cooking since about 93. It's kind of a family tradition for us. I started out with my dad and uncle in a team in Kansas City called the Hody Does. Currently, I've got my own team that my wife and I cook on, Smoke on Wheels, and then I cook with Todd when I get a chance to break out with him.
So where are you guys located in the country? I mean, are you fairly near to each other?
Yeah, Kansas City.
We're both in Kansas City, but we're about 45 minutes apart. We're about on opposite ends of the city, so We actually work about a mile from each other, but we live about 40 miles from each other. So the only time we really see each other is at barbecue contests mostly, or maybe going out for lunch once a week or something.
So competing in chest-to-chest and butt-to-butt, is this something that you guys had a mind meld on and said, okay, we're going to do each competition separately instead of going to one as a together unit?
Well, first let me explain how you qualify for these things.
Okay.
And I'll talk about the butt-to-butt, and then Andy can kind of talk about his contest. But the butt-to-butt is part of the Illinois State Championship in Shannon, Illinois. It is out in the middle of a ball field surrounded by cornfields and bean fields. The town, I don't know how big it is, but it's measured in tens and hundreds of people and not thousands. Very small town in the middle of rural northern Illinois. It's about the most beautiful place that you could barbecue in the country. It's just amazing. And some of the best teams from not just the Midwest, but from all over the country have descended upon that place in the past few years. The contest is run by Mike and Teresa Lake. They do a great job. And one of the things that Mike brought back to Illinois was this butt-to-butt contest. And there's a great history in one of Ray Lampe's books. There's a whole page about the history of the butt-to-butt. And so to qualify, Mike has a handful of contests that you must win the pork category in. The American Royal Open, the Great American Invitational, the Jack Daniels, Hammond, Lebanon, which is now another contest in Tennessee, Clarksville or something like that, and then the Shannon contest itself. The KCBS Pork Team of the Year qualifies, and then the winner of the butt-to-butt from the previous year also qualifies, and I believe Marshalltown may be the other one in Iowa. So there's 10 people traditionally that get invited. We were actually a special invite along with Barbecuer's Delight. Barbecuer's Delight had won the champions. They brought, from the first 10 years, they brought everyone back last year and cooked, and Candy won that. So Candy got a special invite. We were actually a special invite because we won the exact opposite pork contest at the Great American and the American Royal last year. At the Great American, to qualify, you needed to win the Invitational. We won the Open in pork. At the American Royal, you needed to win the Open, and we won the Invitational. And as far as any of us know, we're the only team to win pork in both of those major contests in the same year. And so I sent an email to Mike Lake, and I said, if you need a team, I think, we're of the caliber this year that, we could fit in with that group, and we would be more than happy to come and compete. Mike's reply was, this is my contest. I make the rules, and I think he did see that that was quite an accomplishment, and it was just bad luck it was good luck that we won, but bad luck we won the wrong contest and invited us.
Right.
So
the chest,
that's how the butt-to-butts run.
Sure. So the chest-to-chest is similar, but it's on the beef side of the house. So the butt-to-butt's obviously about pork. The chest-to-chest is the best brisket cooks in the country get invited to Great Bend, Kansas. Kent Romine, the organizer, hosts a contest the same weekend, and he also hosts a contest called the Winter Q in February. Talk about bringing passionate barbecue to Kansas. The Western Kansas in February isn't a place anybody wants to be, right?
I live in Cleveland. What are you talking about?
But the chest-to-chest brings brisket cooks from ICBA Texas contest. You have Oklahoma cooks there, Kansas, all over the country. Same scenario. They've won contests that were handpicked by the organizer to try and find those best brisket cooks. And it just so happened that we got the invitation to that event as well. And the chest-to-chest in Great Bend and the butt-to-butt happened to be on the same weekend. So obviously we couldn't go as a pair to one or the other. We decided to split and go to both. So Todd went to Shannon, I went to Great Bend, and we both cooked those invitational events for the Plowboys.
Any thoughts or any indications that you were both going to win your respective competitions that weekend?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you're talking about competing against some of the best cooks in the country, and at least in the Midwest. And these are people that have already proven themselves as good cooks. So you don't, as far as I'm concerned, you don't walk in with any vibrato at all. And in my case, I was competing against Candy, who is with Barbecuer's Delight, who had won the contest twice already in previous years. And I was cooking against Weekend Smokers from St. Louis, who had won it the year before. And in the case of the Butt to Butt, Mike brings back the same judges every year, and they are as much honored to be there as judges as we are as cooks. And those judges travel hundreds, if not thousands of miles to be there every year. And so when I walked in, it doesn't matter what I had done in any contest previously. I'm cooking against two people at least who have proven themselves and have satisfied those judges at least once before. So, to walk in with any vibrato and cockiness, you're going to get your hat handed to you pretty easily. So, I knew that I knew that it wasn't going to be, some cakewalk, that I was cooking against some people that knew what they were doing.
This is Todd and Andy from Pork Pullin' Plowboys talking about their record-breaking or record-setting weekend a few weeks back, winning chest-to-chest and butt-to-butt. What was the time frame or the time lag between Andy getting the call or Todd getting the call and then you guys corresponding with each other, communicating with each other to let each other know that you've both pretty much taken that weekend by storm?
Todd's award, Todd's awards were first, and so right as our turn-in is actually an evening turn-in, so right as they were doing their awards, we were working on our turn-ins. So, of course, everybody's got their cell phone handy, so as they're going through those awards, I was getting text messages, Todd won the butt-to-butt, and the text messages are coming in, and then Todd's calling, so then the pressure's on me, right?
Right.
Yeah, my best bud in the world just took the butt-to-butt, which is a dream right there. So now I've got to step up my game too. So our award ceremony doesn't happen until 10:30 at night because our turn-ins are in the evening. It's a one-day event. You start in the morning, cook all day, turn in the evening, and then your awards are at 10:30. So there was a little bit of a waiting game to find out, how I was going to stack up. And again, it's one of those things, we had Pellet Envy, Four Legs Up, Buffalo, Twin Oaks Smoking Crew. We had the best brisket cooks in the country there. So,
well, and Andy, you have the Slabs who had won it twice, 3 times previously, right? So
exactly,
you're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, Kyle and Stephanie of theslabs.com had won the 2 previous years, and then not the year before, but 2 years before that. So they'd had 3 out of 4 years that they'd won it, and of course I was competing against them as well. So the competition was incredibly tough. So to be able to win that and be on the stage with those folks was surreal by itself, but then to couple that with the fact that Todd pulled off the butt-to-butt in Shannon the same weekend, it was just, you're on cloud 9.
Can I hold you guys or interest you guys in holding you over for another segment so we can talk about some other competition, barbecue, whatnot?
Sure.
You guys have anything better to do tonight?
No, this is great. I love this.
Crickets. All right, we'll go ahead and step away real quick. We're talking with Todd Johns and Andy Groneman, Pork Pullin' Plowboys, well, at least for this evening, talking about their chest-to-chest and butt-to-butt. When we come back, we'll entertain some things that have been up on the barbecue forums here over the past week, parting and money muscles and whatever the hell that means. So stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio.
Get going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288.
Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
Back and better than ever, Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio. This portion of the show brought to you by D-Dog's Barbecue Rub. You know you love D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, but would you like to buy them locally? If you do, then D-Dog's needs your help. Send him the name, address, phone number of your local barbecue store, farmer's market, or grocery store, and D-Dogs will do the rest. Email the info, Darren, that's D-A-R-I-N, at ddogsbbq.com. Also, D-Dog will be coming to Texas. Come and meet him. That's Darren, at the 2009 Zest Fest in Fort Worth on September 11th through the 13th. Come by, say hello. Sample the award-winning sauces and rubs. Also make sure to take advantage of special show discounts. Check it out, ddogsbbq.com. All right, rejoining my two fellows, Todd Johns and Andy Groneman from Pork Pullin' Plowboys. Mix it up a little bit. Todd had promised a couple giveaways here for the end of the show, so let's see. Why don't we see if we can totally throw a wrench in the whole deal? If you want, and we can give two packages away, and it will. What is it? Two bottles in each pack. It's a gift pack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call in now, 216-220-0966. If you want to get your hands on that, we'll take two winners. And we'll also see if we can't mess up the phones in the process. So, guys, holding you over for another segment, I appreciate it. A lot of stuff on the internet here over the past week or so about the KCBS Board of Directors having a meeting, bringing up this pork issue and this parting issue. Todd, if you could kind of explain very briefly what this whole thing is about and why there seems to be so much attention being paid to it right now.
Sure. The parting issue is in the KCBS rules. There's a rule about a pork butt must be cooked in whole and not in parts. And there's a lot of history to why that rule is the way it is. And I won't go into all of that, but
hey, Todd, hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Barbecue Central Radio, name and where you're calling from.
Leslie from Kansas City.
Hi, Leslie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's a lady. Oh, hi-oh. Do you have a question for the Pork Pullin' Plowboys, or are you interested in winning some rub?
I would like to know their secrets. If they could share those with everyone, that'd be great.
Would you like all of the top secrets, or just the ones that'll help you win?
All the top secrets would be great.
Okay, I'll be sure to ask them about that. Thanks for calling in, Leslie. Very nice. Todd, you ready to give up any secrets?
Yeah, you got to really rub your butt really well, Leslie. Just rub it with a lot of Plowboys rub, and you'll do great.
What about you, Andy?
Well, that's what I was going to say. A little boat line bolt goes a long way.
All right, calls coming in very quickly here. Area code 705, name and where you're calling from.
Danielle Domofsky, Diva Q, Barrie, Ontario, Canada.
Diva, what's up?
I want the rub. It's awesome.
Are you just calling to mark out the rub, or do you actually want to win some of that rub?
I want to win some of that rub.
All right.
Absolutely, positively would love to win some of it.
This is Danielle Domofsky, guys. I don't know if you knew it or not, but she currently is kicking Canada's ass all over the place when it comes to barbecue.
She's notorious.
Indeed. All right, Danielle, you know the drill. Just go ahead and email me your shipping info, and I'm sure Todd will be very happy to send it to Canada, where it's very cheap to ship stuff.
I'll give him Wit Dog's address.
Very good. All right.
I'll give him a break on the shipping.
Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, girl?
We don't. Take care, Dan. We don't have time to talk with her. All right, one more winner here. Area code 256. Name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Greg, this is Phil White, Huntsville, Alabama. How's it going?
Phil White, Big Orange Smoker, by the way, for those of you that are on the internet forums. You looking to win rub tonight, Phil?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. This is at least in the country, boys. So we have Huntsville, Alabama to ship to. That's kind of close, right? So
they're kind of close.
You know the drill, Phil. Go ahead, send me your shipping info, and you'll get some Plowboys rub sent right out to you.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Take care. Thanks for calling in. Okay. Yeah. All right. We got to get back to this very important stuff about parting and all that other great stuff. But before that, let's. Okay. Good. That person left. I'm sorry to have interrupt the parting issue. So go ahead and pick up where you were left off there, Todd, if you remember.
Okay. So simply the rule is that you must cook the pork butt or pork shoulder in whole and not cut it into pieces, and so that you're basically barbecuing and not grilling like a pork loin or tenderloin sized piece of meat, and that's the rule. For whatever reason, that's the rule. And what the KCBS board apparently talked about and clarified, in my opinion, is that you can't cook that thing in parts. And what some people apparently were doing was returning a piece of that pork butt back into the cooker with sauce on it to set the sauce. And the KCBS board apparently has ruled that is cooking. That's and it violates that rule. That's what I've taken away from the conversation. But I wasn't in attendance at the meeting. I only know what I've read on the forums.
All right, let's go ahead and jump in and take another phone call. Area code 9. Oh, did I pick you up there? 816 maybe?
913.
913. Go ahead.
This is Dave Lutz from Kansas City. I just wanted to tell Todd and Andy hi.
What's up, man?
Pardon me?
I said, how's it going?
Doing great. How are you all?
Good.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in tonight. Certainly appreciate it. All right. That was wonderful. So what's your feeling on this? Is this too much being made out of nothing? Should you be able to return your pork to the cooker once you're trying to set it or get it back up to temperature if it's sat a while?
I suppose it's okay because I feel like at the point that you're returning it, it's already cooked. It's already past that temperature where you would determine it's cooked. But I don't really have a problem with the rule as it stands, and I I guess I'm on the fence. I don't really care either way. I don't do that. It's not something that is important to me. If the rule changed, I wouldn't cook any differently than I do now. So part of me looks at it as all they were doing was clarifying the rule as it stands, and I don't have a problem with that. So I guess I don't really care either way. It doesn't affect me. So
what do you feel about that? What about you, Andy?
Yeah. So the rule hasn't changed. It was a clarification that they talked about at the meeting, and my understanding was it was a conversation that lasted less than a minute. So it was just kind of done in passing. It obviously has generated a lot of questions since it came up in the meeting notes, but that's why we've got KCBS reps at our events, right? If there's ever a question about a method that you're using, you go to your KCBS rep and say, hey, does this meet the spec that we need to meet to be on the same playing field as everybody else? And that's what those reps are there for. They do a great job for us.
The other thing I read quite a bit about was the emergence of something I had never heard of because I'm not necessarily a competitor, but the money muscle. Now, while some may have a complete other idea of what they think a money muscle is, maybe, Andy, you could tell us exactly where that is on the pork butt.
So, there's actually 2 or 3 different versions of what that is. The muscle that I would consider the money muscle is that end piece of the pork, that opposite end from the bone. It's got the best marbling. It's going to have the most flavor, and so that's kind of where you're trying to get to. There's other folks that would say some of those longer muscles that you can pull out of the center that you can get nice medallions out of. Some people call that a money muscle. I mean, it's whichever one's going to make you the money, right?
Well, it seemed like that's what people were trying to get to, and then, of course, there was talk about people, if you weren't being watched careful enough, maybe people were bringing in pork tenderloins and substituting that in for sliced pieces versus pulled. I mean, I guess I was kind of under the impression that when you're competing and you're doing pork butt, you're taking the whole butt, you're unwrapping it from foil because you've probably been holding it, you just tear it all off, whether it be in some chunks or a complete pull, per se, and then you sauce it up a little bit and turn it into a box. But evidently it's a lot more intricate than that. Is it more complicated than that?
Yeah, so believe it or not, in the Midwest, pulled pork wasn't huge until recent years, right? Pork always used to be sliced. Todd, would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of slicing going on here, and it's been that way for a long time. And I've talked with a lot of folks who've come from other parts of the country, like to the American Royal or whatever, and it's just not what they're used to, and they understand when they come, if they're going to be presenting to the judges around here, slicing is the way to go. And a lot of times our boxes will have a variety of definitely some slices, definitely some chunks, and maybe some pulled, and just kind of depends on how your product's looking that day.
Interesting stuff. Guys, certainly appreciate you taking time out tonight. This is Todd Johns and Andy Groneman, Pork Pulling Plowboys. We did obviously cover the chest-to-chest and butt-to-butt, but nice to be able to catch up on some of the more current stuff that have been making its way on the Internet. And as we all know, if you read it on the Internet, it has to be true, and it is gospel. So, guys, go ahead, plug any websites that you have, and then I'll turn you loose.
Oh, the one thing that I wanted to mention is the weekend that we did the back-to-back in Great Bend and Shannon, Randy, the third plowboy, was in Warrensburg, Missouri, cooking a contest by himself and got reserve grand champion. So Andy and I did our things Friday night and then put the pressure on Randy, and he came through too. So we're really proud of him, and it was just a little trio of great times.
Right, and you've actually had quite a roll of late because you did take grand champion this past weekend as well, right?
Actually the last 2 weekends. So
right, last 2 weekends. Sorry.
Yeah, and shout out, and I'll hand it over to Andy, but shout out to George, our plowboy groupie.
George Groupie. That's weird. Websites, guys? Anybody?
www. Go ahead, Todd.
No, go ahead, Andy.
I was going to say www.plowboysbarbecue.com and www.smokeonwheels.com.
And you guys are on Twitter too, so
definitely the Barbecue Brethren as well. Great place for folks to go and learn all kinds of stuff, both backyard and competition.
No doubt. Again, this is Todd Johns and Andy Groneman. Guys, appreciate you coming on tonight, talking about the chest-to-chest, the butt-to-butt, and all the other competition barbecue stuff. Continued success, and we'll have you on again.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
Take care, guys. That's Todd Johns, Andy Groneman, PlowboysBBQ.com. PlowboysBBQ.com. Congratulations to Danielle Domovsky and Phil White from Huntsville, Alabama. That was my impersonation. How was that? A couple things I wanted to get out of the way very quickly. Standings for the KCBS, because we haven't done those in quite a while. Pellet Envy is now in first place. Munchin Hogs at the Hilton, second place. Lotta Bull, third. Butcher Barbecue, fourth. Four Legs Up Barbecue, fifth. QWOW now in sixth place. They were taking a stronghold there for quite a while. Seventh place, Iowa Smoky D's Barbecue. Eighth place, Florida Skin and Bones. Ninth place, Little Pig Town Barbecue. And 10th is JP Custom Smoke. Interesting note that between fifth place and first, there is a less than 200-point swing to go from top to the middle of the pack. So that is that. Also, wanted to do a very brief review on a brand of bacon. And to me, I've lost hope in bacon. I don't make it myself, and I know I should. But store-bought bacon, to me, is fairly crappy. And there's a brand out there called Right Brand, like WRIGHT, rightbrand.com/bacon_products. And I'll link that on the show notes. They sent me 4 pounds, the maple-flavored, the pepper bacon, applewood, and then just the natural hardwood smoke. This bacon I would actually go buy, and I feel very confident that I can tell you that if you are in a Walmart or any number of other stores that they have listed on their website in regards to where you can buy it, just pick up 1 pound. If you don't like it, if you don't think that it's cut thick, there's actually meat on it, because I bought bacon before that is just strewn with fat, and I wonder what the hell is going on with these bacon makers. It's got meat. There is some fat, but it cooks up great, and we ate 4 pounds inside of a week, and it all tastes very good. Again, that's Right Brand, WRIGHT, rightbrand.com/bacon_products, or you could probably just Google Right Brand bacon, and you'll find it there. Great stuff. So thanks to Lindsay for sending me out the samples, and I will continue to speak very, very well of them, because they are very, very well. Not to be redundant. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks to my guests tonight. Joey Chestnut. Check him out. IFOCE. That's the International Federation of Competitive Eating. IFOCE.com for his schedule of events. We'll also keep tabs on him. Have him on again from time to time. I think that's pretty cool. A unique thing to kind of follow. We're foodies. He likes to eat a lot. And have you seen the top 20? I think only 2 of those people look like traditional or stereotypical, like, fat people. I mean, he's in shape. A lot of those guys are in shape. Kobayashi could kick my ass. So to that other guy, he's like 10th or 12th or whatever. He's got huge guns. Next week, rejoined by Chris Slasinger. We're going to talk about fire management, live fire stuff, so that'll be good. Also, we'll get to a lot more stuff from there. Broad Topics coming on after me at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They're going to be talking about gymnastics, reality TV, male writers, and interviewing a lady about an organization that takes disabled people skiing. Very nice. Stay tuned for that. Broad Topics, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next Tuesday, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at TheBarbecueGuru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the Pellet Grill Superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.